Grace and peace, family. Grace and peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. My hotep. Namaste. Free the land, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in. My name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm a very proud contributor right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com, the network for melanated women just like you. Also, shout out to our brothers that are in the digital building. We are so pleased that you are with us today. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Vicki Show right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com. A little bit of housekeeping before we get into our most important topic today. As many of you already know, I told you on yesterday, did I not, that this was getting ready to be another hot week, baby. It's still a hot summer. It's a different kind of hot girl summer. Y'all hear me today? I told you that we're going to continue in the unveiling of these League of Mammies. Somebody talk black to me. With all due respect, of course. With all due respect. So you know that the Democratic National Convention has been going on. And so we must talk about our former First Lady Michelle Obama's speech and what that has to do with black people and black power. I'm going to need somebody to say black power. Housekeeping before we get ready to get into it. As you come in, please come in, beloved, giving us the thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like, be sure to share. Please make sure that you text the word Queens to 31996 so that you're able to receive phone notifications when we go live from time to time. Also, we want you to know that we have a store at shopfnq.com. That's shopfnq.com, beloved. You can get all kinds of snazzy gifts and apparel from our store at Shop FNQ. The link will be in the chat. Just a couple of things to keep in mind. Throughout the broadcast today, you're going to see some important links in the chat on FlyNubianQueenTV.com live. Please pay close attention to those. You may need that information later. Shout out to our moderators that hold us down, beloved. Also, I want you to know that the thoughts and opinions that are expressed on FlyNubianQueenTV.com and our affiliate channels, because I'm so grateful and thankful that the Vicki Show is aired and re-aired and syndicated on other platforms. I want you to know that the thoughts and opinions that are expressed are those of my own and not necessarily those of the network or our affiliates. So let's get ready to get into it, baby. Somebody talk black to me. I'm so excited, family. I'm so excited even during this time of difficulty. I'm so thrilled because I am learning. The older I get, I'm 41, a girl from Mississippi now living in the Wild Wild West. Somebody talk black to me. The older I get, the more I am keen to really assess circumstances and situations that are said to be terrible and bad and difficult, and learning how to see opportunity in them. I want you to know, black family, that the labor that you are experiencing, I keep telling you this and I'm going to keep telling you this. The labor, the pain, the difficulty, the moaning, the groaning, the bloodshed, the dissatisfaction that you are experiencing, beloved, watch this. It's a type of labor. It's a type of pain that's getting ready to birth something amazing. It's labor pain. Oh, we're holding court today. I know they started out the Democratic National Convention with the gavel as if it's for them a sign of power and convening. I know you're used to a judge. I know you're used to a legislature or parliament or some other governmental entity with this, but baby, this is a sign of authority because power lies with black society. Power lies with the black grassroots. Are y'all hearing me today? So black family, we are in our finest hour. And with that said, that includes this push to force us to vote. God today. Are y'all listening to me? includes this push by the Democratic Party and others to force us to vote. Now, First Lady Michelle Obama gave a speech on last night that was considered to be moving. I say this with all due respect. It was considered to be moving to those that are about this, that's still believing that in this Babylon that's fallen. Those that were saying how profound and moving her words were are those that are unfortunately totally unaware that there is a new world. God, today, this is such good news for us. There is a new world and there is a new reality on the horizon for us today. Are you all hearing me? And so there is this demand, there's this push to force Black folk in particular to vote or die. In fact, last night, former First Lady Michelle Obama told us that we're supposed to vote like our lives depends on it. Yes, family, Instagram, you're hearing a fan. I turned it off. It should be okay now. But Instagram, I'm getting ready to hang up here because I'm going to need to use this device. So Instagram, get ready to come on over to FlyNubianQueenTV.com. Instagram, get ready to come on over to FlyNubianQueenTV.com. By the way, family, you can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Let's get ready to get into it because I'm going to need to use this device. I want to start out by saying this, though, as I get ready to cue what you're going to listen to. As you are listening to this former First Lady, and I'm not going to play every bit of it. Her speech was about 18 minutes. As you are listening, I want you to keep a few things in mind. If you live in the DC area, if you live in Washington, DC, do you get to vote? Do you have congressional representation where your congressperson's vote actually counts? Do you get to vote, Washington, DC? I'm going to wait. I know that Washington, D.C., we have a disproportionate number of Black folk that reside in that area. Washington, I'm asking D.C., those of you that live in the capital, do you get to vote on the federal level? I'm talking to intelligent Black people. I want to make sure I'm not giving fake news today. This lady with the curly braids that's getting ready to sling them around the globe in just about 5 minutes. I just need to know. I want to get my facts right real quick. Okay. Somebody said, I live here. And no, we do not. Okay, I just wanted to just, okay. Black family, after our ancestors were emancipated, we do know that eventually sometime after they were able to vote. But what were they doing? Were they living? Were they existing? Were they building? Did we not have millions of acres of land and Black towns that we were building? Because we, of course, built America. Your white supremacists did not have the capacity to build this new world. So they came and got the mothers and fathers of civilization to do the work. We did what they could not do. So we began to do it for ourselves after we were emancipated. What were we doing before we had the right to vote, Black family? And shortly after slavery, when some of us actually held elected office, we found that the white supremacist terrorist organization, the Ku Klux Klan, and other white supremacist vigilantes came along and made sure that we were removed from those positions. Is that right, family? What did we do, Black family? What did we do, Black family, after that, when we didn't have the right to vote? Shout out to you, Felicia, for your gift. I bless it 1,000-fold. Keep those things in mind as you get ready to listen to your former First Lady, Michelle Obama speak. Instagram, come on over to flydippingqueentv.com because I need to use this device. Shout out to you, Mwah. G Mom, Melanie, and my brother I am Ramadan Fairway, and others that are in the digital building. Come on over, y'all, to flynubianqueentv.com. Again, family, you can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. You can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Thank you for your patience as I get ready to invite them to come on over. Thank you so much. On the count of three. On the count of three. For those of you that haven't, please hit that thumbs up button. And if you're watching us on one of our other platforms, please make sure that you like, share, follow, and subscribe. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. We are so pleased that you have joined us today. By the way, I'm here weekdays, family, the Vicki Show on flynubianqueentv.com, weekdays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Now watch this. Let me get ready to cue this. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, personal use tips to balance in favor of fair use. So for those of you who don't know, for the rest of the week, the Democratic Party is putting on their virtual convention. And as I just mentioned before, First Lady Michelle Obama was the keynote speaker last night. And folks are giving her, in mainstream media, that is, giving her rave reviews for what they're considering to be such a moving speech. But it was pretty fascinating, some of the stuff she said. And I want to share a bit of it with you. Like I said, it was about 18 and a half minutes, and I don't want you to have to listen to all of it. We don't have time for all of that, but I want you to listen to a bit of it. And then, as you know, I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to give analysis shortly thereafter. And God bless First Lady Michelle Obama, but let's just keep it real, family. We got to talk about what mainstream media won't say about former First Lady Michelle Obama.
In the end, those choices sent someone to the Oval Office who lost the national popular vote by nearly 3 million votes. In one of the states that determined the outcome, the winning margin averaged out to just 2 votes per precinct. 2 votes. And we've all been living with the consequences. When my husband left office
let's stop right there, family. She's talking about that a small margin is what made the difference on average by 2 votes in the election of Donald Trump. Of course, we know that Hillary Clinton won the popular vote by almost 3 million, right? But because of the Electoral College, by the way, the Electoral College is a system that is not democratic, because how can the majority vote one way, but a few still have the power to change the outcome of the masses, right? But when you study the Electoral College, you find that the Electoral College has its roots in slavery. So the Electoral College voted for Trump, and of course, white folks in America cheated for him, and white folk in Russia and other parts of the world allegedly cheated for Trump. It was still white people. It was white people abroad and white people here in America that helped Trump to win, right? But the pressure, as you can hear in her voice, bless her heart, is put on Black people. All of the hard work, all of the heavy lifting is placed on us, on Black people, to save, y'all watch this, all of the pressure, all of the heavy lifting, while we can't breathe, while we're being murdered and poisoned and our music is being weaponized, our air is being weaponized, our food is being weaponized, our families are being destroyed. They're making mischief against us in Wall Street. They're making mischief, against us on Main Street. They're making mischief against us with the prison industrial complex. They're making mischief with us in media and arts and entertainment and everything else and all other areas of people activity. While we are dying and being destroyed and oppressed in every imaginable way, they still want us, who are 500-year victims of American white supremacy. They still want us to watch this, save America from herself. Oh, America, you got a heck of a nerve. Now, I'm not going to say, what some of my blessed brothers and sisters out there say when they tell you all to hold your own. I won't say that. I'm not going to say it. But America, you're going to have to hold your own Confederate flag. Somebody talk Black to me. America, you're going to have to hold your own Star Spangled Banner. Are y'all hearing me today? America, you're going to have to hold your own burning cross. What Michelle Obama is talking about right here has nothing to do with us today. Now, for those of you that want to know, well, Vicki, what are you suggesting? Vicki, who you voting for? Well, I'm about Black empowerment. What does that mean? I am saying, if you are not willing to cut a Black check, I'm saying no reparations, no vote. I want to be real clear about this, where I stand. And I believe only intelligent, free-thinking Black people will get that. See, this is a place for intelligent Black people. This isn't the place for some of you bots and booklets who have been unleashed on social media who are standing for white supremacy. I'm not for those of you, because a lot of you who are telling us to vote for Joe Biden and the Democratic Party, vote for America, believe in America, keep using your vote and all this other kind of stuff. Those of you, a lot of you that's saying that, a lot of you are Bible-toting Christians, and I'm not tripping on that. So because of that, I want to show you where you are in Scripture. And I talked about this a lot, but when the children of Israel were set to Exodus, Egypt, there was resistance from Egypt to do right by them. Over and over again, Pharaoh refused to let God's people go. And his refusal is what caused the constant plagues to keep coming. See yourself in Scripture. And so finally, when one of the hard-hitting plagues hit, when his house was hit, when his son's life was taken by the death angel, it was only then that Pharaoh said, okay, I'm going to do right by y'all. Okay. But by force, he was compelled. He didn't do it voluntarily. He didn't do it because he grew a conscience. He didn't do it because he was moral. He did it because he was forced. And finally, he delivered them. He allowed them to what? Go. And they didn't just leave. When you read the story, they didn't just go. They left with reparations. It's written that they left with great substance and that they spoiled the Egyptians. So America, you can give us what's ours voluntarily or involuntarily. You can let climate change work against you. The universe will work against you. Creation will work against you. America, you can give us what we're due voluntarily. You pick, baby, or involuntarily. But the story gives us insight, not just about the rebellious and contrary nature of the government of those that held God's people captive, America, but it spoke about the mindset of the people that God set to deliver. That's you, black man. That's you, black woman. Watch this. The mindset of some of the people that God came to do well by. He came to deliver. He came to prepare them to enter into a promised land. Those same people started to fight against those that tried to deliver them. Those same people that Moses and Aaron came to save at the behest of the God, they told the deliverers, we're willing to go back to Egypt. Let's vote. We vote for Egypt. We're going to give Egypt a try. Still, after 400 years of hell, we still want to go back to Egypt. You start to fight with the people that say there's a better land for us to build together. And so you all still prefer to uphold and to work with and to work for Egypt. What does God have to say about some of you that are telling us to vote or die and to vote like your life depended on it? I'm going to show you where some of you all are and let me prophesy your destiny. Can I do that today? If you don't know about the Vicki show, baby, this is not the Rachel Maddow show. This is not MSNBC. This isn't Fox. This is not Laura Ingraham. This is not Chris Cuomo's, not Don Lemon. Watch this. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. Thumbs up, family. As you come in, we ask that you do that because it helps to draw other folk into the broadcast. And how many of you all know it's our responsibility with alternative media to elevate the black voice? Watch this. Let me prophesy to some of you scared to death Negroes. We can do without you cowards. Your cowardice is cloaked, though. And let's vote and let's give these open white supremacists by the name of Joe Biden and Donald Trump another try. When something doesn't work for 400 years, when something doesn't work, the system and the way America's operated since before America was officially formed as America, intelligent people, after 400 plus years say, you know what? When people show you who they are, we about to believe you. We're focusing on your nature. It's about time for us to build for ourselves. See, intelligent people draw those conclusions. But let me prophesy to some of you. Those of you that are telling us to keep holding on to a system and that we don't have any choice, the children of Israel, when they were delivered, even though Pharaoh let them go, he had a change of heart after he had already said, okay, let them go. And so he and his army, what? They came after him, right? But there was a Red Sea in front of the children of Israel. Am I lying, family? There was a Red Sea. There was a block. They only had two options. They were either going to go back to Egypt, they were going to go back to bondage, or they were going to go forward, but they were scared to death to go forward. They were trying to see how are we going to make it going forward when there is this big ocean, this big body of water that's in the way. Y'all talk black to me. The issue was not the water. The issue was their resolve to build a new world and to fight for their promised land. Watch this. So what happened? Those that were fighting against Moses and that were wanting to go back and to support the system that oppressed them for hundreds of years. Let me tell you, you bootlicks, you bootleg members, You funny Negroes who talk down on us, who believe in accessing other forms of power, and who believes in putting pressure on the current system that exists to give us what we're due, or else. Let me prophesy to you your end. Let me tell you what God thinks about you. It's written that God wanted to kill them, not Vicki. This is not my interpretation. It's what's written. The God said, I don't want nothing to do with them kind. You're not special. Some of you think all we got to do is vote. We got to stay connected. You think you know more than the ancestors that told us that voting doesn't work. You think you're smarter than them. Slowness. But back to God. The God said, kill him. I don't want nothing to do with him. And Moses interceded in order to save their Sambo, their bootlick, their bone and biscuits Aunt Jemima's lives. So to please Moses, the God said, okay, I won't kill him right now, but they will not enter the promised land. So what did God do? He said, instead of giving them a swift death, I'm going to let them die off after 40 years. And only 2 of you all going to go in terms of the older generation. Let me prophesy to you. You will never know the possibility of a new world and the new reality that is surely ours. God can't afford to let your sick, wicked thinking into the promised land, because though he delivered them out of Egypt, Egypt was still in them. He was unwilling to take the chance to allow that mindset to enter the new world. So he allowed them to get their Social Security. He allowed them to get their Medicaid, their Medicare. I think the Medicare is for the older people. He allowed them to get their, what else did they get? Section 8 and stuff for those that apply. But you're never going to know anything outside of that. So you're just going to keep wandering in circles is what they did, as it's written, for 40 years. That's a prophetic revelation. And then after 40 years, when he got rid of all of y'all, it was time for them to fight. And that's what some of you don't want to do. You don't want to fight for the new world. So God says, okay, I'll let you die off, coward. And I will let those that have my mind and my spirit into the new world. So this is the position from which Vicki speaks. I got to talk to you metaphysically, spiritually. Because see, some of you all that's advocating, supporting a world that has been anti-Black, it don't make any logical sense. So I can't speak to your mind because your mind don't work right. You got the mind of a white supremacist. Your open enemy is the one that conditioned it. So I'm having to cast out the demon of slave and the demon of Sambo at you first. I'm doing the Lord's work today. I'm doing the Lord's work by trying to cast out this slave spirit that's up in you. I can't use normal means of trying to be logical with you and reason with you because you are out of your mind. And so because most of you that are out of your mind believe in the scriptures, I'm showing you yourself in scripture. Your destiny, beloved, is death in the wilderness. Your destiny is that you are not going into the promised land. So get back, coward. God thinks about killing you, not physically, naturally nowadays. That's not what I'm saying for the slow people. I'm talking about what's written in the book. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Your nebula is impeccable. Truth manifest with, thank you, beloved. Thank you for your kind words. Those of you that are giving, I bless your gifts 1,000-fold. We're so pleased that you've tuned into the Vicki Show. Let me get back to Michelle Obama, but I just had to tap into that because, see, the spirit is strong. The spell is strong over some of you all in America. And that's because your open enemy has done a work on you. But baby, it's a new day. And power in this season is not coming from the White House. Power in this season ain't coming from the DNC, the RNC. Power in this season, baby, is not coming from those places. When they tell you to vote, 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 they want you to believe that voting is the only form of power. And let me just go ahead and say this real quick, as you keep giving us a thumbs up, liking and sharing. Don't forget, by the way, family, that we have a business school, flynubianbusiness.com. If you want to learn how to build a Black business, go to flynubianbusiness.com. Somebody please put that in the chat. Watch this. Voting, they want you to continue to do it. And they want to continue to tell you to vote or die and vote like your life depends on it. Why? Because they want you to continue to rely and believe in a system and not operate outside that system. They're scared to death, Black family, that if we do what many, even Asian communities do, when they have Chinatowns in almost every major city that you go into, they have their own banking system, their own schools, their own industries, their own businesses. Is that right, family? You don't see them putting pressure on a whole bunch of Asian people to show up, do you? They operate as a nation within a nation. Is that right? Watch this. They're scared to death because we've been getting a lot of action because we've been in the streets. Is that right, family? Shout out to my sister Kim. Sis, you better speak. That rehab, I know that's right. And sponsors needed. I know that's right. Somebody talk Black to me. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I love my sister Kim. Watch this. The reason they want you to continuously vote is because they want you to continue to feed an anti-Black system. They don't want you to know and to discover a power, a very real power outside of itself. How many of you all know that there are different types of power? And that voting is not the only form of existence. Is Vicki saying not to vote at all? I'm saying, beloved, you need to be strategic in your vote. And on a federal level, if we're not getting reparations, do not vote, period. Now, let me say this to you DNC folk that's watching. Let me say this to those of you that like to pimp and exploit Black people. Your objection and your disgust and all of this energy that you've got directed towards Black people to force us to vote, you got it. Your anger is misdirected. What you need to be doing over these next couple, 2.5 or so months, what you need to be doing is saying, Democratic Party, what you need to be saying is, Joe Biden, if you want the Black vote, they'll come vote for you if you give Black reparations. Why are you talking to us? Why are you angry with us when you ought to be putting the pressure on them? All you got to do is serve your constituency by cutting the check. Why are you even talking to us? You are about out of time. Somebody please put some watches in the chat. Could you put a clock in the chat? I want you to know, Joe Biden. I want you to know, DNC. You're running out of time, slowness. You shouldn't even be spending this kind of time talking to Black folk. Why are you putting this kind of pressure on the 500-year victims who built America? The folks that you are still oppressing today, those of us who remain, who have not had their justice claims met, why are you even talking to us, fool? You're about out of time. We need one of those clocks to let the Democrats know, Black family, somebody needs to put this together. Something with a clock to let the Democratic Party know that you're about out of time. You're running out of time. Stop talking to us. There's no reason for you to be directing all that energy toward us. All you need to be doing is saying, well, their platform is clear. They want reparations. We got to make it happen. They want a Black economic policy just for them. Is there a problem? Is there a reason why the Democratic Party isn't doing that? Y'all got to vote. Okay, no problem. Cut the check. Do you see what does that say when they're spending their energy on us? The reason why they're talking to us, we who built America, we who they murder and exploit and take advantage of in every imaginable way, the reason they're talking to us, family, is because we're the ones that are their whores. They're used to hoeing us around. They're used to us doing something for nothing. And they also know something about themselves. God, today, by them spending so much energy demanding that we continuously be patient with white supremacy, it's more evidence that they know their own wicked nature. They expect us to save them from themselves. They know that it's easier for them to manipulate us than it is to change their own diabolical people and systems. But it's a new day. It's a new day, First Lady Michelle Obama. It's a new day, Barack Hussein Obama. We're not playing. Y'all can play if you want to. We know there's evidence out there that shows that Joe Biden is not, he's vulnerable if he doesn't get the full showing and excitement from Black youth in particular. You can't continuously show antipathy for Black folk. You cannot continuously disrespect openly Black men and think somebody's getting ready to just come out just to get Donald Trump out. Yes, Donald Trump is a devil in his behavior. He manifests traits that are consistent with what scripture calls a devil, meaning an opposer. Watch this. But that's no incentive for Black people. You crazy? You guys are desperate right now, aren't you? And this is the best time, Black family, for us to make our demands. Desperate times calls for what, family? Y'all don't know how to negotiate. See, Black family, we've been losers for hundreds of years. See, when you're a loser for hundreds of years, you don't know what winning looks like. Somebody talk Black to me. When someone is desperate and they're telling us that this is the most important election of our time, this is the ideal moment for us to mash the gas. We're not slowing up when we see a Democratic pedestrian walking across the guide today. This is an analogy, family. This is an analogy. See, I know we're taught that when you see a pedestrian coming, you slow down to let them walk across, right? I'm talking an analogy. I'm not talking about literal. When you see a Democratic shield, when you see a Joe Biden campaign, the Joe Biden campaign and stuff, baby, when we see them walking across, these pedestrians, this is not the time to slow down. This is the time for us to mash the gas. Smash. Something's come on, Black family, we finna mash the gas. We're getting ready to double down harder in our demands for reparations. You can play with us if you want to. We're willing to throw in all the chips. I was hearing the Black media member the other day talk about that principle of burn the bridges. He may have said burn the ships. But I'm familiar also with burning the bridges. You all know that when they were in war, so that the soldiers wouldn't get fearful and turn tail, they would do what? They would burn the bridges. The way in which, the method by which they got to the battlefield, they knew that if they got scared, so that they wouldn't retreat, they burned the bridges. Baby, it's all or nothing for us. We're not playing with you, America. This is spiritual. And we are dissatisfied. Thumbs up, family. Thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. This is our Exodus. Those of you that's religious, y'all got all these bishops and reverends and stuff coming out for you, trying to speak for us, baby. You don't know scripture. God ain't trying to fool with y'all coming out the promised land. God was trying to get rid of y'all. It was Moses that interceded. You got 40 years, but you never made it to the promised land. He let you die off. God didn't want to have nothing to do with you. You had a stench from the community. You had a stench of slaves still on you. You had the stench of Sambo and Aunt Jemima and the help. Get your stanky self away from us. Keep liking and sharing, family. Every one of you that are here, I'm so pleased that you're with us today. My name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm typically here live on FlightNubianQueenTV.com, Monday through Friday, 6:30 Eastern Time. On the count of 3, I'm going to ask that you hit that thumbs up button if you're watching me here. And if you're watching us on one of our other platforms where our show is replayed or syndicated, please make sure that you follow, that you share on the count of 3. Are y'all ready? 1, 2, 3, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, would you? Hit that subscribe button. Thumbs up, and hit that subscribe button. Like and share. Thank you so very much.
Joe Biden at his side, we had a record-breaking stretch of job creation. We'd secured the right to health care for 20 million people. We were respected around the world, rallying our allies to confront climate change. And our leaders had worked hand in hand with scientists to help prevent an Ebola outbreak from becoming a global pandemic. 4 years later, the state of this nation is very different. More than 150,000 people have died, and our economy is in shambles because of a virus that this president downplayed for too long.
Now watch her. Your former first lady is getting ready to list all of these things that's happening in America. And I'm going to get ready to tell you the problem with that. Listen, keep listening while you keep hitting the thumbs up
button. It has left millions of people jobless. Too many have lost their health care. Too many are struggling to take care of basic necessities like food and rent. Too many communities have been left in the lurch to grapple with whether and how to open our schools safely. Internationally, we've turned our back, not just on agreements forged by my husband, but on alliances championed by presidents like Reagan and Eisenhower.
What we care about any one of them? She's sitting there talking about Reagan, crack cocaine, Iran-Contra, anti-black Reagan. Somebody say, what this got to do with black people? All the stuff that she's saying is wrong is because it's affecting white people. All that was also the matter with black folk all during that administration. We started experiencing some of the most high profile and consistent anti-black murders under their administration. White folks were so mad that they had voted for a black looking man into office, Obama, and the murder of black folks. They couldn't get to Obama, so they started murdering us in increased amounts. Black folks, we bore the brunt of the Obama backlash. White folks were mad, so they killed us. Donald Trump is also a manifestation of Obama's backlash. White folks were so mad about them putting in a black man in the White House, beloved, that this Obama, the rise of Trump, the credibly alleged rapist and racist in chief, is white rage, white backlash. Michelle Obama, somebody say the help, is playing the role of Abilene from the help right now. All this chit chat she's doing is because white folks are uncomfortable. White folks are struggling. White folks are in disarray. All of this was wrong with us from the jump, Michelle. Somebody talk black to me. I'm gonna need some help today. When we were being murdered and your husband and his Justice Department and his administration didn't do diddly squat to punish a white supremacist who killed us, Obama instead started screaming and hollering at black people. Not hollering, hollering. That's from the dictionary. I'm a girl from Mississippi. That's a special kind of tone and volume and attitude you use when you're trying to reprimand somebody. You holler. Hollering. There's a holler, there's a hollin, and there's hollering. Today. These are all important distinctions. You can get it from the dictionary. I don't have time to break down the dictionary. My day ones and my regular supporters, if somebody got a question about what the dictionary is, please help them today. But the lady with the curly braids, I can't lose focus right now. Michelle Obama is interceding for white people. All of this, we was dealing with all of this. And my question to you, former First Lady, is where was all of this energy, this urgency that she's expressing for white folk? We didn't get none of that. What we care about some Reagan, it's stuff. What we care about the killer of black people. What we care about that. That ain't got nothing to do with us. Why is she invoking Reagan? Like that's our emergency. How many of you all know? I'm going to help you today just practically right now. How many of you all ever been driving in a car and an ambulance is getting ready to come behind you and they turn on the lights and the sound and stuff? That's somebody else's emergency. Is that your emergency? What do you do when somebody's emergency is trying to get through to the hospital? Do you go follow behind the ambulance? I'm talking to black people who's been dying, been broke, been having all kind of pandemics. Countless pandemics. When somebody else got an emergency, Michelle Obama is telling us black people, y'all see that ambulance down the road that's taking white supremacy to the hospital to fix white supremacy? She's telling us to get in the car. She's telling us to use our car, mash the gas, and go follow. No, fool. What do you do when somebody else's emergency? You pull over. You get out the way of other folks' emergencies. Is that right? Y'all better go tell the Democratic Party we're getting out of the way of other folks' emergencies. This white folks' problems. Black folk believe in minding black folks' own black business and stuff. We're not the Karens and Kens that go out there surveillancing other folk. We believe that when white folk have an emergency, when the ambulance lights of white supremacy is flashing and the sounds is going off and blazing, we don't believe in following the ambulance and stuff. We believe in getting out of their way, pulling over and stuff. We don't join in. We mind our own black business. You trying to get us all in a tizzy because white folks is uncomfortable. Are you crazy, slowness? This is strategic. We are 100%. We're reaching the point of 100% dissatisfaction. Let me help y'all today. By the way, family, I'm going to be doing a special interview. I can't go on and on and on like I normally do today. For real, for real. I'm going to be on my dear black brother's, my brother, Brother Rich, his YouTube channel, Black Magic 363. Black Magic, magic spelled Magik on YouTube. I'm gonna see if I can put the link in the chat. I don't know if I can do that. God help me today. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. I'm gonna try to see if I can put this link in the chat. Watch this. I'm going to be on my dear brother Black Magic's YouTube channel today. Here's a powerful platform. He is actually a legend in alternative black media. Let's see if I can do this. Y'all help me today. God help me right now. Thumbs up. So I can finish this. Thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing, black family. Watch this. Thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. Let me see if I can put this in here. So I'm going to put the link in the chat so you'll know exactly where to join me tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. 9 p.m. Eastern, that's in a little bit. Guess what I'm going to be talking about? He's going to be interviewing me on the science of angels because I'm preparing for my special mastermind. This is a mastermind I'm getting ready to do Saturday, August 29th at 2 p.m. Eastern. Saturday, August 29th, I'm going to be doing a mastermind just on angels, family. You don't want to miss it. If you're looking to live a life of more purpose and power, and I'm not everybody else's guru. Vicki does it Vicki's way. I have my own dictionary and stuff, my own language. But what I'm going to talk to you about is my divine experiences and what that has to do with the work that I'm doing today, manifesting my purpose. And I believe that you'll be able to extract some of those principles from my life and benefit for your own. Also, if you want to join that particular mastermind, we've got a separate link now for that. I'm going to ask one of my moderators. I forgot to mention this to them earlier. So for one of our moderators, would you please put this link in the chat when you get a moment? Y'all give them a minute because they're holding it down like they always do. So I'm doing this on the spur of the moment. FlyNubianMastermind.com. 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 Several of you put that in the chat, would you? Not just the moderators, but the rest of you. Make sure that after this is over, join. That's the link that you go to sign up for my exclusive mastermind. It's going to be 2 hours. Saturday, August 29th, 2 p.m. Eastern, where I'm just going to be talking about angels. And I'm telling you, you're not going to want to miss this. And it's going to give you information about what it has to do with the here and now. And I believe that you're going to be so blessed by it. Now, come on. I got to switch back now because I want you to listen to a little bit more of this, because we don't believe in following the ambulance for white supremacy, 911 and stuff. We don't do that. We get out the way when y'all have an emergency. Is that right? You get out of the way of other people's emergency slowness. Only a slave gets in the way of other folks' emergency. But somebody say, we're not a slave anymore. We're intelligent, free-thinking Black people. We're no longer out of our minds.
Here at home, as George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and a never-ending list of innocent people of color continue to be murdered, stating the simple fact that a Black life matters is still met with derision from the nation's highest office.
No disrespect to the Obamas. Let's keep it real. Family, her husband did not prosecute one white supremacist that murdered us under their administration. In fact, Obama was hostile to us. Obama was speaking paternalistically to us. He spoke down to us. And do you know what Obama said about those that were fighting in Ferguson, that were protesting and demonstrating in Ferguson? Do you know what language the Obama administration used to describe Black folks who were demanding justice? Maybe y'all weren't paying attention. Obama's administration referred to us as thugs. And they sent out the law to put down the very righteous Black uprising. Did you all know that? So they're sending out Michelle Obama, who's a leveled up mammy. I told y'all all week long we're going to be dealing with the League of Mammies. She's a leveled up mammy. You got your Oprah mammies that, struggle with weight and all this other kind of stuff. I ain't tripping because I struggle with weight and stuff like that too and all that kind of stuff. Baby, look. And I ain't going down like that though. Watch this. So they get the Michelle Obamas who comes in there, with the muscles and stuff, lean and all that. Beautiful, gorgeous, chocolate, beautiful, gorgeous melanin woman. But still spouting white supremacy talking points. We're not going for that. Watch this. Watch this. So you got your First Lady Michelle Obama sitting up here talking about Ronald Reagan. See, this is what makes her and Obama irrelevant to us. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Let's just keep it real. The reason why y'all are irrelevant to us is because you sitting up here talking about Ronald Reagan, who plotted to murder Black people with crack cocaine. Y'all play too much. This is what her husband was doing during his administration to Black folks' enemies. Can y'all see this picture? What did Nancy Reagan say after the government brought drugs into the Black community and hooked all kind of Black folks who didn't know nothing about crack cocaine? And don't forget, prior to, they're the ones that also brought heroin into our community. But Black folk who didn't know nothing about those kinds of drugs, right? We didn't have those kinds of hangups, right? The government brought that into the Black communities using the CIA. But they did it because the White House instructed the CIA to do it. The Nixon administration, Reagan administration, Bush administration, right? Watch this. Okay, y'all are intelligent Black people. Nancy come up in there with her funny looking self. Nancy with her funny looking self come twitching her funny looking self up in there talking about just say no. White supremacist America got you hooked. murdered and destroyed black families, went to constant war, waged war constantly, leveled up the war using a different type of weapon, drugs, got us hooked, made drug dealers, then turned around and incarcerated the drug dealers that they made, destroyed black families, and then with her funny looking self, tell us to just say no. Is that what they're telling their heroin and opioid addicted white Americans today? What are they telling white America today? White America is disproportionately affected by opioids. I didn't say black folks weren't at all. I'm saying white folk are disproportionately affected by the opioid epidemic, right? That wasn't a part of the original plan. The target was black folk when it came down to destruction and drugs, right? But see, that's what happens when you mistreat God's people. There's a such thing called a boomerang. Somebody say boomerang. There are unintended consequences that go down. Is white America, is Trump telling white America, take responsibility? You got the whole world, white America. You got every privilege you can think of. Why are y'all on drugs like this? What is white America doing? Are we criminalizing white folk for being drug addicts? What are we doing? What are we doing for white America? What do y'all call trap houses? Do you call trap houses? Is that the right word? Trap houses? Where you go to do drugs and stuff? What's the term that you use? Y'all know y'all got to help me today. Not the crack house, but the drug house that you know you go to where you know that's where they doing drugs. Y'all say that's right. Okay. Trap houses. America is building sophisticated trap houses for white folks to safely do their opioids. Am I lying? Am I lying? Am I lying? Am I lying? I hear the New Prospect Missionary Baptist Church moan coming up out my spirit. Trap houses. You got your government. That's what that is. When you go to a place where you got a place where you do your drugs, America is building sophisticated trap houses for white folks to safely do drugs so that they can stop killing themselves. White folks know that they are naturally dying off. So they're also helping to kill themselves. So to stop it, they're not making laws to throw them into prison. They're not telling them to take responsibility. They're not telling them to just say no. They're making sophisticated trap houses for them to safely do drugs. Ain't that some stuff? Ain't that some stuff? Obama is sitting up here talking to us about Ronald Reagan and them. Just say no. Vicki, get back to what you was talking about, girl, because you're screaming and stuff. Thumbs up, thumbs up. We got well over 3,000 and some folks watching us live, and very likely and perhaps tens of thousands later on FlyNewBeingQueenTV.com live, as well as our other platforms. We're so joyous and humble that you would tune into our amazing network. Thank you for joining the Vicki Show right here on FlyNewBeingQueenTV.com. Like I said, I'm here normally weekdays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, right here on FlyNewBeingQueenTV.com. But I'm going to ask that every single one of you that are here, make sure that you text the word Queens to 31996 so that you're able to receive phone notifications when we go live. And make sure that you hit that thumbs up button and that you subscribe, right? Are you ready? On the count of three, I want you to do it now. 1, 2, 3, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. This is thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Who is this right here on this picture? Can y'all see this little faded picture? Who is that in red right there with a cane in her hand? And who is that little fella sitting down, left-handed, getting ready to write something, surrounded by other white people? Who is that, family? Can you identify who's in this picture? Can you identify the offenders in this picture? Who is it, family? Family, that's a picture of Barack Hussein Obama, Michelle Obama's husband, in his administration. The killers of black folks, those that strategized and conspired against black folk. Ronald Reagan, the one that Minister Farrakhan warned us about decades and decades and decades ago when he said that America was plotting a war against us, but it was on a couple of fronts. This is one of the main ones that was involved in this warning that we got from him. Obama is sitting there with Nancy Reagan as he signs the Ronald Reagan Centennial Commission honoring President Reagan's memory. So this black man and his administration rewards white supremacists, those who hated black folk and used policy. The danger of presidents, the dangers of the Joe Bidens of the world is that they actually have policy, power to shape policy that compels you. Because see, law is in everything. And when there's a law, that means you're compelled to behave. You're compelled to do something. Obama rewards them. Some of you all say, well, Vicki, that's just a fluke. That was Ronald Reagan. I mean, don't get so mad because he's trying to honor him and for the man's centennial, his 100th birthday, and honoring Ronald Reagan, the killer of black folks. Who cares about that? Who cares that Obama did that? Well, Obama didn't stop there. Obama, during his administration, who is this? Who's this family? This looks like First Lady Michelle Obama's husband, former First Lady. Michelle, is this your husband? Who's this fella? Who is this fella? Where are the intelligent black people in the digital building? Who is it? This is Barack Hussein Obama. Y'all play too much. Y'all play too much. That's Barack Hussein Obama honoring who? Honoring who, family? I'm scared y'all can't see the picture good. Can you all see that better? This is the picture of Joe Biden crying. Obama surprised Joe Biden when he awarded Joe Biden with the Medal of Freedom. His vice president, giving him the most powerful position that Obama could possibly give him. There's no greater position than to give somebody as a president. If you're the president, the highest position you can give somebody, the most power you have is to appoint somebody as your vice president. That wasn't enough. Jim Crow Joe, forgive me, I didn't say his name right. Jim Crow Joe. Obama was not content to just make him vice president. He surprised him with a what? Biden with a Medal of Freedom. Obama rewarded Ronald Reagan by Nancy Reagan at the time, because she was the one that received it on his behalf. Joe Biden. And some of you all will say, well, Vicki, that's too. So what that Obama's, rewarded? Open white supremacist. Who cares? Get over it. Vote or die. But he had to do another one. God, today. Michelle, this your husband. Michelle, former First Lady. Who's this family? I said, who is this family? I'm going to need some intelligent black people in the building. I know that thinking is new for some people. Some of you all have lived your life like thinking is a fool's errand. Was a fool's errand. But for the intelligent black people, Michelle, is this your husband? This is 3 strikes, you're out for us. The black community has a 3 strikes, you're out. Who's this, y'all? Bush. You mean to tell me the Bush who was vice president? The Bush who was president? The Bush who was vice president? But before that, the Bush who was the head of the what? The CIA? The Bush who helped to plot the war against black people? The Bush who worked hand in hand with Ronald Reagan? Obama had a tendency and a pattern to award. These were all unnecessary things. You all understand that, right? These were not formal events where you bring in former presidents to attend some gathering. No, these are things that he was prompted to do. These were unnecessary, discretionary things he chose to do. Meanwhile, he publicly denounced the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan at the behest of Hillary Clinton. Meanwhile, You distanced yourself and you gave the middle finger to the great Reverend Jeremiah Wright, who married you and baptized your children. But you found it in your heart some kind of way, without our permission, to reward Ronald Reagan, to honor Ronald Reagan, to honor Joe Biden, to honor George Bush. And we're supposed to sit there and listen to you guys? I'm sorry, beloved, in this season. You Democrats. Power is coming from the ground up. Y'all ain't running nothing, unfortunately. This is what you come out of, Michelle. I'm sorry. We couldn't hear you. We didn't hear all that energy and that urgency when your husband was making these catastrophic decisions and was refusing to hold our open killers accountable. So now that things are really bad. Somebody talk black to me. I can't even see my comments on my screen now. I don't know what's going on with my screen, but hopefully y'all can still see me okay. I'm going to try to see. Let me just pull this device up to make sure that I'm still on. Can y'all see me okay? Because my device is not, I can't see any comments here. Are y'all listening to me today? It's stuck, look like. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. Watch this. The demon rats, yeah, the demon rats, not Democrats, the demon rats. Watch this. It's a special kind of rat. Rodent. Watch this. Watch this. Why are you bringing these things up, Vicki? Why are you bringing up the fact that Obama openly forgave these white supremacists? He had beer with one of them in the White House lawn. Y'all remember that? He openly rebuked black folks and was telling us what we needed to take responsibility for, and spoke paternalistically to us. I hear you, Dual. Thank you, beloved. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. She said, y'all can still see me good because my screen is stuck. Thank you, Queen. Watch this. Watch this. Obama. By the way, family, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. I have a special surprise there, an announcement that I won't make here, but you're going to see it on my Instagram page and my Twitter page at Dillard Vicki. So you can follow me on Twitter at Dillard Vicki, and you can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard, where I make you'll see a post from with a very special announcement that was made public today. So I'm excited about this. So go on my Instagram page to see that. Watch this. These open white supremacist acts against us don't happen in a vacuum. We're not interested in changing their hearts because we know that you guys are operating based on a certain type of nature. I don't try to change, for example, we have our family dog. He's a terrier. I don't try to change the nature of the dog. I knew when we got the dog that he wasn't human. I knew he probably was going to drink water and eat food from the ground. I knew he was going to be on all fours instead of standing on 2 feet upright. Somebody talk black to me. I knew he wouldn't speak English, that he would likely bark today. These are things that I understood. These are things that are different from me. Now, I'm not calling nobody a dog. I wouldn't do that. I'm not calling nobody a dog. I'm not calling nobody no animal. I wouldn't be doing it like that. I'm trying to get you to understand about when someone is behaving a certain way, we don't have to call anybody a name. But what we're saying is when you exemplify traits that are anti-human, we have to treat you accordingly. I'm not trying to integrate with something that seems like it belongs outside. You understand? What do you mean, Vicki? The way George Floyd's killer, Derek Chauvin, murdered him, that was anti-human. No human being could gently and comfortably murder somebody and watch the life force leave them for almost 10 minutes, 9 minutes, with their hands in their pockets. Baby, when you act like that, I don't want to be around individuals that behave like that. Humans don't do that. Am I right, black family? Again, black family, we don't have to call nobody out their names. But your behaviors, what kind of behavior? White people. If there are any white people in the building, I know some of my greatest fans are white people. Y'all know that when I preach and I'm hollering and screaming and teaching you white people, you know, as a mother of civilization, honor your mother and father. The scripture says, why? Why are you supposed to honor your mother and father? so that your days are long on the earth. White people know that if you're listening to the solutions and the issues that I'm giving you here, you may be able to stay on our planet that we have so generously shared with you and others for another weekend. Instead of being rebellious and fighting against what I'm saying, you know it's in your best interest to honor Black folk, God, today. After the McDaniels murdered our brother, Ahmaud Arbery, when they surrounded him and they hunted him down like prey, listen to the words. They were acting as a predator, hunting their Black prey. When they murdered him, the younger McDaniel didn't say, oops. He didn't say, oh my God, I shot him. I didn't mean to. Do you all remember what he said after he shot our brother? I hope you're saying what the younger McDaniel stood over his body and said, you effing in. Do humans do stuff like that? Not only that, I've explained to you how the white woman is essential for white supremacy to thrive, right? Sometime later, what did the McDaniel sister do, who wasn't present there for the murder that her father and her brother was responsible for? What did the McDaniel sister of the younger McDaniel, what did she do with the picture of our dead brother's corpse? What did she do? This white woman, instead of being outraged and disgusted by the blood that was on the hands of her father and her brother, she posted a picture of Ahmaud Arbery on Snapchat. And when she was called out on it, she said that she was a fan of one of these murder shows. And so because she's a fan of one of these TV shows that post that kind of stuff, that's why she posted it. Family, what did the killer of our brother Rayshard Brooks say after he murdered our brothers in the Wendy's parking lot? When he was asked how he was doing, did he say he feels terrified? He said no, he still had an adrenaline rush. But before that, before they asked him how he was doing, he was heard saying, got him. White people, I'm asking you the question. If you're in the chat, I need white people to tell me, how would you describe those behaviors? Listen. Again, family, don't forget to sign up for my Angel Mastermind. This is different from my weekly mastermind. Sign up for my Angel Mastermind class that's coming up. A special 2-hour Angel Intensive. Is going to be amazing, family. It's going to be amazing. Saturday, August 29th, 2 p.m. Eastern. Please go to flynubianmastermind.com. Somebody put the link in the chat, please. Flynubianmastermind.com. That's where you can go to sign up for that special one-time 2-hour Angel Intensive. It's a very reasonable rate. I'm going to have it on the Saturday so that you all are comfortable, and many of you hopefully will be off work and feel relaxed. You don't have to feel rushed during the weekday. Flynubianmastermind.com. Flynubianmastermind.com. Watch this. Watch this. So Obama is rewarding all of these anti-Black racists, right? Let's go back to First Lady Michelle Obama. Keep listening. Thumbs up, thumbs up.
Whenever we look to this White House for some leadership or consolation or any semblance of steadiness, what we get instead is chaos, division, and a total and utter lack of empathy. Empathy. That's something I've been thinking a lot about lately. The ability to walk in someone else's shoes. The recognition that someone else's experience has value too.
Family, that's a trick, Black family. Black family, that's her trying to pull on your heartstrings and your emotion strings. See, when folks start to talk about words for Black folks like empathy, they're trying to keep you tangible-less. When Michelle Obama and people like her start using words like empathy, things that you can't touch, things that you can't cash, things that you can't live in, I'm going to need some intelligent Black people to talk to me. Those kinds of words and things are inanimate, immaterial, and in the earth realm, in the 3D realm, you can't do nothing with that. Even I'm spiritual, but my spirituality has everything to do with manifesting in the natural. God, today, I can't cash empathy. Businesses aren't started on empathy. That's a trick to pull on your heartstrings, family, so that you don't make a demand for something substantive. They're trying to keep you emotionally immature. But we're not falling for it in this season because we know the finesse. We know the game.
Most of us practice this without a second thought. If we see someone suffering or struggling on display for the next humanizing aid,
I gotta skip.
We find in that the kind of humility and maturity that so many of us yearn for right now. Because Joe Biden has served this nation his entire life without ever losing sight of who he is.
She's not lying. She ain't lying when she say that. Joe Biden, she is exactly right. When he's always been who has Joe Biden always been for 40 years to Black people? A white supremacist. You're right, First Lady Michelle Obama.
But more than that, he has never lost sight of who we are.
God today.
All of us. Joe Biden wants all of our kids to go to a good school, see a doctor when they're sick.
Joe Biden believed in busing and stuff, though.
Live on a healthy planet. And he's got plans to make all of that happen.
God today.
Joe Biden wants all of our kids, no matter what they look like, to be able to walk out the door without worrying about being harassed or arrested or killed.
This is a sophisticated mammy. I love you, First Lady. This is not personal, but family, I gotta let you know when this is a trick, when there's a trap. Traps have cheese. They lure you to the trap. You don't, the rat and the mouse don't know it. This is a trap and a trick. First Lady is a gorgeous and a beautiful and a powerful and a moving speaker. She's a sophisticated mammy. Let me translate to you everything that she's saying right now.
He wants all of our kids to be able to go to a movie or a math class without being afraid of getting shot.
What she just said translates into, you is kind, you is small. Y'all play too much. I wish I could see your comments on the screen. You is important. That's what she just said. Abilene. What she just said, all of that can be summed up into, you is kind. She's trying to make this white supremacist look good. You is smart. You is important. Joe Biden.
All our kids to grow up with leaders who won't just serve themselves and their wealthy peers, but will provide a safety net for people facing hard times. And if we want a chance to pursue any of these goals, any of these most basic requirements for a functioning society, we have to vote for Joe Biden in numbers that cannot be ignored. Because right now,
watch this.
Folks who know they cannot win fair and square at the ballot box are doing everything they can to stop us from voting. They're closing down polling places in minority neighborhoods. They're purging voter rolls. They're sending people out to intimidate voters, and they're lying about the security of our ballots. These tactics are not new, but this is not the time to withhold our votes in protests or play games.
Did you hear what she just said? She's listening to the black media. Her people are listening to the black media, and they're attempting to tell us this is not the time to withhold our black vote. I'm scared that you might have missed it. First Lady, we got a message for you today, sis. We love you. Abilene. 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 You who are in private telling that little chubby girl in that movie, the little white girl, you was kind, you was smart. Abilene, you who privately are emboldening the white supremacists, encouraging them, telling them how wonderful they are, and then wondering why we're dealing with the catastrophe. Why did I mention about the Obamas blessing and supporting and rewarding the Reagans, the Bushes, and who was the other one? Biden. Why did I mention that they did not punish one white supremacist who murdered us? Because the things we're experiencing today signal to them that you can kill black folk and get away with it. Not just get away with it. You can destroy the lives of black folk and not just get away with it. The Obama said, we'll actually reward you. And you want to know why things are so out of control right now, Michelle? You are sitting here with all of this energy and all of this urgency because of a Donald Trump, when Donald Trump is the manifestation of who white America has been for some time. And your failure to pull up these weeds, your failure to deal with the enemies and the killers of black people allowed it to get out of control. So now everybody's shocked and amazed, and everybody else is panicking. And black folks are saying, we see the emergency. We hear the lights. We hear the sound. But like intelligent black people, whose emergency this isn't ours. We get out the way. When an ambulance is coming, you're supposed to pull over. You're supposed to pull over. You all helped it to get this bad. And then you rebuked us openly. And you stayed silent when you should be speaking. Obama, when you broke down at the White House, you didn't break down because of the massive murders that was going on in Chicago, where you're from. You weren't moved by that. The Congressional Black Caucus, as some of in the black media call them, the Congressional Black Talkers, the useless Congressional Black Caucus. They were so mad at Obama. Do you all know that even the the CBC Congressional Black Caucus, do you all know that Obama was so arrogant, that Obama was so disrespectful to our people, that even the Congressional Black Caucus had to check Obama? They rebuked him for calling us thugs. Did you know that folks within Obama's own White House was putting pressure on him to speak to black folks' murder? That Obama only reluctantly said that Trayvon Martin, if he had a son, would have looked like him? Do you know that the Obama administration was pressed to even say that much? Do you know that when Obama showed emotion, he doesn't have a habit of crying? When he did cry, do you know that he didn't cry over the black murders that was happening in Chicago? He cried over them little white kids out of Connecticut. And then he tried to hurry up and throw in a black death because he understood just how ridiculous that looked and how anti-black and pro-white supremacy that looked when he broke down over them white kids getting killed. Did you all know that? Did you all know that even Jesse Jackson Some of y'all call him Messy Jesse. Jesse Jackson did some good stuff for black folk too. My problem with him is, I don't, like I said, I ain't no spokesperson for the Nation of Islam. I'm not appointed or anointed to speak for any organization or other people. But I'm telling you personally, my issue with Jesse Jackson is that he gave Minister Farrakhan the proverbial middle finger after Minister Farrakhan literally put his life and limb on the line and provided security for his family after they were violently attacked by anti-white factions in white religion. But even Jesse Jackson, do you all remember when Obama was running? Some of you all may not care for Reverend Jesse Jackson, but even Jesse Jackson, and he did some good stuff for black folk now. But they done turned him out a little bit. He's scared of some of these white supremacists. Do you all know that even Jesse Jackson, do y'all remember when Jesse Jackson was called on a hot mic in a white mainstream media interview? He was setting up for that. And on the hot mic, Jesse Jackson was heard saying how he heard how disrespectful Barack Obama was talking to black folks. This is before Obama became president. He was being so disrespectful and talking down to black folks that Jesse Jackson was accidentally heard on a hot mic saying what he would do to Obama's private parts for disrespecting black people. How many of y'all remember that? How many of you all remember Jesse Jackson saying some stuff that they couldn't even really say online? What he would do to Obama for openly disrespecting and talking down to black folks. Do y'all remember that? Obama has this hostility and antipathy toward black folk. But now that white folks are in trouble, all this energy that Michelle Obama is exerting, this urgency has nothing to do with you Negroes, nothing to do with us black people. It has to do with white folks being uncomfortable. It has to do with Michelle Obama refusing to come to terms, watch this, with the prophesied an inevitable fall of America. Why is it an inevitable fall of America? Not because God is not merciful, not because God doesn't accept repentance, but because America refuses, like Pharaoh did. You see how Pharaoh kept doubling down every time he was supposed to do right by God's people? He refused over and over and over again. Things continuously got worse because of his refusal. He was rebellious. The reason it's inevitable is because America is rebellious. She's refusing to repair us. She's refusing to cease and desist murdering and oppressing us. It's not because God's not good. It's not because God's not forgiving. It's because you're rebellious, America. And those of us who are good to you, you're still refusing, Democrats, demon rats, to do right by us. You're spending all this energy calling us stupid, calling us simple Simon MFers like Roland Martin did. About not voting when we say, okay, we'll give us something to vote for, give us reparations. So instead of you all telling Joe Biden to get a black economic policy, reparations, cut the check, you instead fuss at us. Baby, you Democrats are also along with Donald Trump. See, I don't give Donald Trump no pass. I'm telling you that the advent of Donald Trump is also the signal of the changing of the worlds that's coming. White supremacy, that world is going out. It signaled the end of America, the humiliation of America, and the coronavirus, the truth and the lies of corona. Because y'all know there's some truth to corona and there's a lot of lies about corona. But both the truth and the lies of corona affects black people. But the truth and the lies of coronavirus is exposing the weaknesses of every American system. God is using that strategically. That's another major signal of the fall of America. And it's not going to be the only plague because America continues to double down on her mistreatment of us. I'm almost done. Thumbs up, family. Would you do thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up? Thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. Don't forget, family. Sign up for my amazing upcoming, my weekly mastermind that you can sign up right now for $1. I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. I do that every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. You have direct access to me, this exclusive VIP. I'm answering your questions there, but I drop every week a spiritual principle. It's amazing. I expound on it, and then I answer your questions. You can do that right now at clubvicki.com. Clubvicki.com is my ongoing mastermind. You can start right now. You can sign up right now for $1. You can't beat that with the stick. But my separate mastermind is just about angels for 2-hour intensive on a Saturday, August 29th at 2 p.m. Eastern. I want you to sign up for that one at flynubianmastermind.com, flynubianmastermind.com. And then join me tonight on YouTube at Black Magic. This is my other dear brother, powerful legend in social media for Black folk and Black content, Brother Rich. I love him. Many of you all probably know who he is. I will be with him tonight talking about the science of angels. It's going to be amazing. 9 p.m. Eastern. So that's why I got to get ready to go in a few minutes, because I got to do some medical stuff before I get ready to go on with my brother for a bit tonight. But I want you to keep giving us a thumbs up. Be sure to like and share. I'm almost done. Listen to this last part. Remember, all week long, I'm going to be doing this League of Mammies. I'm exposing the League of Mammies all week long. Don't you miss one day. I don't care what the topic is, Black family. We've got to continue to be mature, and we've got to be disciplined about what we listen to. How many of you all know that the reason why we don't have the proper and effective change that we need is because we don't do the right thing long enough. We don't do the right thing often enough. Do you understand what I'm saying? I just dropped something for some of you right there. That's a problem in some of your lives in some other areas. You're not doing the right thing. It's not that you're not doing the right thing. You're not doing it long enough. Are you hearing me? I hope you're hearing me. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Let me play this part here. This last little bit.
No chance of winning. We have got to vote like we did in 2008 and 2012.
Watch this.
We've got to show up with the same level of passion and hope for Joe Biden. We've got to vote early, in person if we can. We've got to request our mail-in ballots right now, tonight, and send them back immediately. And follow up to make sure they're received. And then make sure our friends and families do the same. We have got to grab our comfortable shoes, put on our masks, pack a brown bag dinner, and maybe breakfast too. Because we've got to be willing to stand in line all night if we have to.
To save white supremacist America. Now, you all know, many of you all know, I have an autoimmune illness. There's a medical disability that I have. Before Corona, I'm limited to how often I go out because of other things that my immune system can pick up because of the types of medicines and how it affects my body and other parts of my organ, not just one organ, but other organs as well, and other symptoms that I have. I take Corona very seriously. I believe in masking. I believe in you washing your hands, but shout out to the people that was washing their hands before Corona. Shout out to the people that was cleaning with soap and water before Corona. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to those of you that believe in taking baths daily. And just so you know, I don't believe it's illegal. I'm not aware of any state where it's illegal to take 2 baths a day if you need to. Because some of y'all be like, God, I took... Lord have mercy, Vicki, get off of that. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and share. Why did I mention all that? You all know how your government made it very clear about you not going out unnecessarily. But notice how they're telling you, yes, risk putting your life on the line for Corona. Even Donald Trump is backtracking. He said it was a hoax. But now Trump is backtracking. He ain't doing all the stuff he's doing. He ain't even letting his staff come with him because half his staff, what else? The security, what's the security team called? The president's security team. What's the president's security team called? Secret Service. His Secret Service folks got Corona. Now, all of a sudden, you acknowledge the realities and the disproportionate ways in which Black folks can contract or are affected by Corona. Because it's not that just Black folks die of Corona. You all do know that they're finding evidence that folks that get Corona, also when they recover from it, they're also having long-term effects in other parts of their body because of Corona. Some of you all know that because economically and other ways that Black folks are affected by Corona, right? So now they're telling you to risk it all. Now they're telling you risk it all to go vote. Make that exception for voting. But they acted like they didn't understand when we said that we were going to be in the streets. Even though being in the streets, they said it's less likely to contract it, especially if you have a mask on, especially if you're not close to someone, and the outside is better circulation. There's evidence and proof of all that. But they tell us, get up out the streets, and they're not sure if it's really worth us protesting. But they telling you, go stand in line. Did y'all notice that? Michelle is telling you to pack a brown bag. She said breakfast and lunch. And then your former first lady just told you a few minutes ago, this is not the time to be withholding your vote. Let me tell you something, First Lady. With all due respect, and with you all's anti-black, pro-white supremacist past and history, we're not taking marching orders from you. In fact, Cadet, I say to you, with all due respect to the First Lady, I'm never going to disrespect her. I'm not being personal. But this is about life and death for black folk for real. And so because I for real care about black folks, let me tell you something, First Lady, with all due respect. Cadet, let me say to you, as you were, First Lady, as you were. As you were, First Lady. Are y'all hearing me today? We'll do some of that when you start talking about cutting the black check. Somebody talk black to me.
Look, we have already sacrificed so much this year. So many of you are already going that extra mile. Even when you're exhausted, you're mustering up unimaginable courage to put on those scrubs and give our loved ones a fighting chance. Even when you're anxious, you're delivering those packages, stocking those shelves, and doing all that essential work so that all of us can keep moving forward. Even when it all feels so...
Let's stop right there. What do the statistics show us? Who are the ones that disproportionately make up the essential workers, black family? I'm going to ask you again. What demographic, what group of people, what race, forget all of that. What race disproportionately makes up the essential workers? I wish my comments was working on here so I can see y'all right now. I'm going to have to try to find it here. Somebody talk black to me. What race of people disproportionately make up the essential workers? Do you all see how disrespectful this is? Enough is never enough for them. Chattel slavery wasn't enough. Jim Crow wasn't enough. Convict leasing wasn't enough. Sharecropping wasn't enough. Benign neglect policies weren't enough. Gerrymandering's not enough. Open murder, lynching's not enough. Rape, sodomizing, not enough. New Jim Crow, not enough. Prison industrial complex, not enough. Keep at it, slave. Keep at it, slave. I'm here to do the Lord's work. Contrary to First Lady Michelle Obama, Vicki is here to cast out the demon of slave out you. I'm here to tell you to resist, family, with everything in your power. I'm here to tell you, you better not cast one piece of vote, kind of vote, thought of vote, breath of vote, unless they're talking about cutting the black check. And you scared to death Negroes who are in need of sponsorships for our raccoon rehab? Some of my people, I'm asking for sponsorships for some of you. You better get your funny looking self up out of here. I've already broke down what God thinks of you. You are the children of Israel that God came to deliver from Egypt. Some of you that wants us to rely on this voting system and rely on falling Babylon, you're the ones that God said he don't want nothing to do with. God's ready to fight against you. Oh, we got options. We don't care nothing about no Red Sea in front of us. When you make up your mind to do the right thing, and when you come together in unity, the thing that's in the way, the thing that's threatening you, that's the impediment to you, it'll split wide open. It will make a way for you. And then the Red Sea, when you pass over it, those that oppressed you and that's still seeking your life, they'll drown in that thing. So no, we ain't scared. No, you can't scare us. There's other forms of power when it comes down to voting, First Lady Michelle Obama. You're not going to tell me that you're some Ivy League law student and you don't know about this piece that W.E.B. Du Bois has written. And I talk about this all the time. You know, I've done numerous shows on this vote, on this piece that you all love to talk, especially you bootlegs, you black bootlegs. All y'all that's out there like that, y'all love y'all some W.E.B. Du Bois. The biggest issue I have with W.E.B. Du Bois is how he disrespected our great ancestor, Marcus Garvey. Only to find out later that he shows some level of regrets for coming against our brother Marcus Garvey. See, that's the problem with some of you black elites. You bootlicks. You ain't Jemimas. Sit. This is your bone. This is not just a biscuit for you. This is a bone. We give bones to dogs to reinforce a type of behavior. I don't want to disrespect anybody, but I'm letting you know that your level of bootlicking and sucking up to white supremacy is not human. You've lowered yourself to a beast. Sit. So long as you get your bone from white supremacy, so long as they make you press secretary, so long as they give you some little position in a Biden administration, you'll do everything in your power to try to control us and to convince us that we should keep giving white supremacy a try without them meeting our demands. That's the most insidious thing. That's the most diabolical thing. That is the most blasphemous thing you guys do, is you demand belief in a white supremacist system. And you tell us to shut up about asking for what we really desire and what we deserve. You say, just shut up, just hush. Be patient and wait a little longer. And my question to you is, who are we to be patient? Who are we to be patient? And then you get black women, these sophisticated mammies, to try to convince us, but they're losing power because we see them for who they are, which is why I repeatedly go over their record to let you all know who they are and how their past behaviors have contributed to this moment that we're in right now. Thumbs up, thumbs up. I'm almost done. I've read this to you guys before. Some of you don't know this. So when they tell you what you got to vote, ask them, are you guys more intelligent than your Boule member, W.E.B. Du Bois, who you all revere? Are you more intelligent than them? Are you more intelligent than Dr. King? What about Dr. King? Do you all know that Dr. King was the face, not that he was the engine necessarily, right? Because we know there was a lot of women and other black men and other nameless folk that helped to push and make successful the civil rights movement, right? How many of you all know that Dr. King was really big on pushing the Civil Rights Act, right? And the Voting Rights Act, right? How many of you all know that the president signed it, right? But what did you all know? Do you acknowledge the fact? Do you remember? Do you recall? Are you up on history enough to know that yes, even the great Dr. King, who pushed voting at one time, do you all know that he showed regrets later on and talked about the limits of legislation? Where are the black people at talking black to me? Did you all, why don't they quote that part of our great ancestor, Dr. King, who pushed for all of this voting and legislation, and then he turned around and talked about the limits of legislation, and he switched to say what? The legislative efforts they did were limited, but he started pushing what? What did Dr. King say he was coming to do to D.C.? What was he coming for to D.C.? He said, I'm coming for our check. Where the black people at? Dr. King started talking about he was coming for our check, but he first said that his legislative efforts were limited. All this civil rights stuff, the Voting Rights Act, he said that stuff was limited. But what did the Honorable Elijah Muhammad say? While Dr. King was doing all of these strategies to succor and suck up to white supremacy, the Nation of Islam, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X and them was saying back then that they knew that voting and politics was only going to get you so far. They knew then it was not going to be in black folks' ultimate interest to rely on America's political system. They knew it was important to do for self. Teach your own, build your own, have your own land, feed yourself. That's why they were pushing that. And then this man, little man, who had no more than a fourth grade, he didn't go past the fourth grade, managed to make kings, make gods and goddesses. And in that day, they had a bank, they had industries, they were doing international imports and exports. They had transportation lines, doing international business to the tune of tens of millions of dollars during that time. And some of you all laugh at what they pushed, but none of you all, many of you all, not none, most of you all have never been able to get that level of success since you know so much. First Lady and Obama them can't know so much till they can do that. Most of you all haven't even done what the Honorable Marcus Garvey did similarly. But you want to dog out his efforts. You can't clown on them, baby, when you haven't even had that level of success. And neither one of those gentlemen or organizations was pushing voting like some of you bootlicks and boule members are doing. I gotta go. Somebody talk black to me.
Working parents are somehow...
Thumbs up, family. Keep giving us a thumbs up. Be sure to like, be sure to share. We're so grateful that thousands of you are in the chat live, and very likely tens of thousands will watch us later on this platform and some of our other affiliates. If you're watching us, please thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, follow wherever you're watching us on. Don't forget, family, to connect with our business school at flynubianbusiness.com and follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard for special announcements there, as well as on Twitter at Dillard Vicki.
Piecing it all together without childcare. Teachers are getting creative so that our kids can still learn and grow. Our young people are desperately fighting to pursue their dreams. And when the horrors of systemic racism shook our country and our consciences, millions of Americans of every age, every background rose up to march for each other, crying out for justice and progress. This is who we still are.
Girl, she crying. She about to cry.
Compassionate.
She crying. She about to cry.
Resilient. Decent people.
Resilient, compassionate. None of that I can cash at nobody's bank. I can't deposit that, cash it, live off of it, live in it. I can't mow its lawn, God, today. I can't paint it. I can't put in new granite countertops and stuff. Can't get stainless steel.
Whose fortunes are bound up with one another. And it is well past time for our leaders to once again reflect our truth. So it is up to us to add our voices and our votes to the chorus of history, echoing heroes like John Lewis, who said, "When you see something that is not right, you must say something."
And what's not right, First Lady? What's not right is to build, to make, to design, to create the most powerful nation in the world, the richest nation in the world, to bear its oppression and its diabolical acts and remain unpaid and unrequited. So we're saying something, but the way we speak and the way we exert power is different from voting. And you all can't keep bringing that small town stuff over here on us. But what's so interesting, First Lady, is that there is an actual real solution to this. We are saying we're willing to vote. For all of you DNC shields that are watching me right now, we're saying that there is an incentive for us to vote. There's something that you can actually do to get us there. Cut the check. Your unwillingness to take that serious and to create a Black economic policy of reparations for us is what's going to hasten the fall of America. It's what makes you complicit in the diabolical Donald Trump administration. It's what makes you guilty also, your reluctance to do right by us. This is really simple, Democrats, demon rats. Spend all of your time and energy and all of your pleading to make our Black policy happen. And then you can come talk to us, First Lady.
You must do something. That is the truest form of empathy. Not just feeling, but doing.
And we agree with that. What we've been doing in the streets has been working. What we've been talking about, the Black grassroots media and stuff, it's been working. Y'all are taking our talking points. The other thing that I want to tell some of you Black bootlicks is this. What's his name? What's the Black gentleman's name, y'all? His name literally just left me. His name just left me. I can see his face. What's the brother's name that's a billionaire? He came out recently specifically telling them that they need to give us reparations. Not only was it the former founder of BET, the other Black businessman's name, who I believe he gave a commencement speech not too long ago too at a college or university, and he paid off of their loans or something. Somebody please tell me, I'm gonna try to use my other device to look at y'all's comments. What's the Black billionaire's name who just came out? I tweeted this the other day. That's why I tell you to follow me on Twitter, because I'm always tweeting stuff and you can have an idea of some of the stuff that I'm going to talk about. But what is his name? Robert Johnson. No, that's the BET guy. There's another Black billionaire. God knows we're no Byron Allen. Robert Smith. Thank you. Robert Smith. I posted the link. So for you Black bootlicks and you Democratic parties, two of the most wealthy Black businessmen in America, both of them have come out to say reparations. They're not getting that from mainstream media. They're not getting that from your Black talking heads. They're getting that from the Black grassroots that's pushing reparations. The presidential candidates are discussing it, and they're being plagued by it because of what we are controlling. So y'all may want to listen to Mr. Smith and Mr. Johnson. May want to listen to them. May want to listen to those two. So instead of cussing out Black folks and telling us to put our life and limb on the line, It better be worth something economically. I got to get ready to go, y'all. Watch this. First Lady Michelle Obama. I got to skip through this. I just want to read you her words. Before I do that, the reason why I wanted you to listen to that last part is W.E.B. Du Bois. Look at this date. Can you all see this date? I can't see right now what my moderators are doing because of my own screen is not letting me see it. Do y'all see this date? Y'all know those are my day ones and my regular supporters. You all know I've read this to you on a number of occasions. The title of that article that was written for The Nation publication. The Nation. It was written in 1956, October 20th, 1956. By W.E.B. Du Bois, who black folk in black society, especially you black elites, you so-called black intelligentsia who don't know nothing. The title of this piece is called Why I Won't Vote. In this piece, it says that he delivers this eloquent indictment of U.S. politics while explaining to nation readers why he won't vote in the upcoming presidential election. Du Bois, watch this. Hopefully you all can see the link in the chat eventually, but you can pull this up. It's from The Nation. Just pull it up. You can Google it. It's titled Why I Won't Vote, written October 20th, 1956 by W.E.B. Du Bois. Tell this to all of them that's telling us to vote, that think they know so much more than our black elders, who are some of the biggest bootlicks and sambos, came to the conclusion that it's a trick when you don't get anything out of it. Du Bois condemns both Democrats and Republicans for their indifferent positions on the influence of corporate wealth, racial inequality, arms proliferation, that's the military in war, and unaffordable health care. Doesn't it sound like exactly today? This is 2020. This W.E.B. Du Bois, who is no real friend at one point to true black revolutionaries, he later changed a little bit. He came to the conclusion, October 1956, titled Why I Won't Vote. When they say to us, we shouldn't, they condemn us for not voting after you are refusing to give us reparations. Just to say, I'm just doing what W.E.B. Du Bois do. He wrote an entire essay on, the futility of voting, indicting both the Republicans. Excuse me, I'm having a little sinus issues. Indicting both Republicans and Democrats. Are y'all hearing me today? So to First Lady Michelle Obama's speech, we yawn. Do y'all have some yawning emojis in the chat? Can somebody put some yawning emojis in the chat? Try to go to my other device. To First Lady's plea to us, demand to us, we say to you, First Lady, with all due respect, we're not taking our marching orders from you. Power has shifted. We yawn. We say, hold your own Confederate flag. Hold your own Star-Spangled Banner. We forever will remain unbothered. Somebody say unbothered. Black folk today, we're unbothered by all that. We're not moved by your passionate, emotional plea to vote, First Lady. If you want us to vote, there's a solution. Okay, fine. Cut the check. When they say something like that to us, family, just say, okay, just do what Dr. King asked you to do. Say, we're in the line of Dr. King. We're just saying we're coming to get our check. Say, we're believing like Dr. King. Don't y'all trust? Say, don't you respect Dr. King, First Lady? Don't you believe in the intelligence of Dr. King? Well, Dr. King said that the legislative efforts have their limits. He said, we're coming to get our check. That's all we're saying. We're saying the same thing as Dr. King. We're unbothered by all that. I love y'all. Don't miss tomorrow. The continuation of this exposing the League of Mammies. I got to get to Ava DuVernay. I got to give her a shout out. I got to get to our sister again, Jamil Hill. See, I wouldn't have nothing to say to them if they didn't have nothing to say to us. So some of you that think I'm attacking them, no, you need to say Jamil Hill. You need to say Ava DuVernay. You need to say First Lady Michelle Obama, former First Lady. You need to say to them, why are you disrespecting us? I wouldn't even be discussing them if they weren't disrespecting and discussing us. So all week long, it's got to be a hot girl summer. Different kind of hot girl summer. All week long. It's going to be hot again. I love y'all to pieces. I can't wait to see you tonight on YouTube, 9 p.m. Eastern, in just a few minutes. Black Magic, M-A-G-I-K. That's how magic is spelled. Black Magic 363. A beautiful brother Rich. I'm so excited. I'm going to be talking about the science of angels, family. That being the prelude to my upcoming special 2-hour angel intensive. I'm doing the 2-hour special angel intensive, God willing, Saturday, August 29th at 2 p.m. Eastern time. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. You can sign up for my regular weekly mastermind class that you can sign up for right now for $1 at clubvicky.com. Once a week on Wednesday evenings, 9 p.m. I'm dropping a spiritual principle. I answer your questions. I elaborate on it. And people have given me all kinds of feedback and testimonials because of it. It is a privilege and an honor to be before you today, family. I am so honored. You're so special, Black man and Black woman. I bow to you. I encourage you to hold the line. I encourage you not to have a spirit of the children of Israel that were cowards and that were fearful and that fought against those who believed in a promised land. I encourage you not to be that group of individuals that God himself was trying to get rid of because they refused to shift from the government that oppressed them. Don't be that individual. Be strong and courageous. Move forward. Be unified. We're worth that. We're demanding reparations, family. And never forget this. For those of you that feel like that you're good in life, you say, okay, I got my little house and stuff. My 4 and no more is good. You're one example of so-called Black success. Black folks, we don't consider success to be when one individual is doing well. When the masses of Black people are still broke down, we don't consider that success. When the masses are still struggling. But just so you understand that even if you felt that you were financially good, even if you felt like that you had property and possessions and all that to pass down to your children, let me tell you something. You should be demanding reparations just as much as we are. You know why? Forget you. Our demand for reparations is for our grandmothers that were raped. It's for our grandmothers whose bellies were split open and her unborn child was ripped out of her belly, and the skull of the child's head crushed by the heel of our open enemy slave masters. We are making the uncompromising demand for reparations for our fathers who were buck broken, who were sodomized, who were unmanned, who were denatured. We are making the demands for reparations for the countless Black cities and towns who were destroyed based on white jealousy and white rage, who were bombed and destroyed. We're making the demand for reparations for those who experience medical oppression and medical terrorism. We're making that demand for each and every one of our ancestors who were castrated, decapitated, and dismembered. We're making the demands for reparations for them, First Lady Michelle Obama. And how dare you make us tell us to wait? How dare you not talk about it and make it your priority? Reparations are for them. How dare any of you say anything about climate change, coronavirus? The first order of business is all of them. Now the Vicki Show for today is adjourned. So ordered, so be it. And I declare it shall be this way and no other. Vicki Dillard, follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Follow me on Twitter at Dillard Vicki. I can't wait to see you at my mastermind at clubvicky.com weekdays, every Wednesday, my regular mastermind, and my special separate mastermind, 2-hour intensive on angels that you can get at flynubianmastermind.com, flynubianmastermind.com. Very reasonable, affordable rate, 2 hours, Saturday, August 29th. Don't forget, you can learn how to build a Black business from Black people at flynubianbusiness.com and learn about how you can invest and learn about your money at flynubianmoney.com. We give you real solutions and actionable information here. I love you.